Hi everyone, it's Deanna,
Aaron,
and Celeste, and you're catching up on this week's episode of Two Brunettes and a Gay
on the podcast. Our next guests are taking us back to 2016, the year we lost a huge number of music legends. Dusty and Craig are part of 2016, a live music show that revisits the year through the songs and stories that shaped it. Welcome to the show, and thank you for coming in.
Woo! Please tell us about the show. For the listeners that don't know what 2016 is, give them a little bit of idea of what they can expect if they were to come along.
Well, I mean, it's highlighting only a decade ago, and it's amazing how many people don't actually realise. It's interesting that so few people know what happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because you know, life is speeding up and so much happens in such a short amount of time these days, you forget what had happened. And that year was so monumental. It was like every morning you woke up, you got a news alert that someone had passed away.
Yes.
And the list was epic.
Yeah.
Not just musicians, but cultural icons, actors, authors, you know, political figures, you know, and also world events.
Yep.
Brexit, we had Trump.
Trump was elected for the first time. We had the Australian election. We flew around the world in a solar aeroplane for the first time.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan won the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
But then on the sad side, we lost Carrie Fisher, Alan Rickman, Fidel Castro, Muhammad Ali, and musically, the list is like there's a dozen.
George Michael, Prince, David Bowie, Leonard Cohen, Sharon Jones, Rick Buff from Status Quo, Paul Cantor from Jefferson Airplane, Glenn Fry from the Eagles,
Merle Haggard, country singer. And then we also lost like Robert Stigwood, who you know, produced the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And George Martin, who produced the Beatles, and the list is actually endless. We have to draw a line at one point because we've only got 70 minutes.
Yes, and you need to obviously condense down. And huge artists with like a catalogue of songs that are incredible to choose from. So the concept for the show, when did it actually come about? How long has this been in the mind, in the works to actually make this into a show?
Well, I'd say probably about 18 months ago.
Yep.
Yeah. We started talking about it because I produce it with Zach Tyler, who we do 27 Club together.
Yes.
And 27 Club was in its fourth year at the Adelaide Fringe, and we sort of went, we kind of need a follow-up work. You know,
yep.
I think we need to rest it for a bit, because also 27 Club's going to be playing an Auckland festival this month, which is why we can't do Adelaide.
Yes.
So we need a show now.
Yes.
To satisfy the Adelaide hometown audience.
Of course.
And this idea, this concept just came up in conversation, and then we started researching and we went, okay, this is very interesting.
Yes, and it's been 18 months in the works.
Yeah.
And it also sort of continues on the unique concept of drawing together artists not based on, say, genres or styles or eras. It's based on this other thing that has connected them. In the case of 27 Club, it's that they all passed away at the same age.
Yep.
Very young, very sad. And in the case of this, it's 2016 being the year that is the glue of the death of the end of their eras. Sorry, but also we sort of talk about it in the show too. Is it's remembering their music from their time.
Yep.
You know, so it's not just the era and what was going on in 2016, but it takes you back to when Bowie was Ziggy and when Prince was dominating MTV and when, you know, just they all had their own eras, their own impact, their own times and their own lives, and that's what this show sort of draws together.
Do you have a favourite moment of the show? Is there a moment that you really feel more connected to out of the whole show?
I mean, I love that there's a David Bowie medley in the show that I arranged, and how I arranged it too. These days you can do this thing called stem splitting, where you pull you can get a song and you put it into this program, and you can actually, even though it's just one. How do I explain it? It's just one. It's freaking witchcraft. You can somehow separate all the instruments, and so I sat there like a nerd, and I arranged this Bowie medley, actually using Bowie's voice and using the guitars and the drums and all that sort of stuff, but it sort of sounded like a jumbled mess, so I really wasn't sure how it was going to go. And we got to the rehearsal room, and we started doing it. We gave it a go, and it was still getting a bit hard to pull off. But then in this last week leading into the show, it's sort of become a really big staple moment of the show, and it really proud of how in the end of this medley it really pulls together all of Bowie's eras and all of his elements. Like, we've worked out a way to do it all in one at the end, and we're all singing and it's all happening, and I get to sing that whole medley too. So that's probably the most satisfying for me as a performer and as an artist. I also love watching Carly Audist, or Carla most recently. She's been filling in last night, tonight, and tomorrow night. When there's a moment in the show, they do Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, which is stunning. Cool. And also we've got an absolute secret weapon in the show, Nick Jeffries, who's playing sax and wearing cool sunglasses and a suit jacket. And he, he's like the Careless Whisper guy. But then he does Song for You, which is a Leon Russell song.
Yep.
And my God,
Smashes it.
Yeah, it's a pin drop moment.
Wow.
For sure. When he sings that.
So much goodness to see in this show, and we're very excited because we're actually going along to see it on Tuesday, so we're very much looking forward to that. Yes, it's going to be amazing. So tell our audience, our listeners, and we're going to, before we let you go, we're going to do a little bit of a rapid fire. But before we get to that, tell our audiences where they can get tickets for your show, when you're on, when you're playing, where you're playing, all the things.
Sure. Well, if you're familiar with 27 Club, which we played here in Adelaide for the last 5 years, it's at the same venue, same time slot. So we're in Gluttony Fantail at 6:30 every night except Monday. However, this season we are finishing on the long weekend Monday, the 9th of March. So it's half the Fringe, and that's purely because we've got to go to Auckland with 27 Club for the Auckland Festival. But it's also you can get your tickets from Fringe Tix. So jump on the Adelaide Fringe website and you'll follow all the links through there.
Perfect. And it's one not to be missed because those artists are just iconic in their own right, and to put them all in a show together, it's just
pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so before we let you go, we have some rapid fire questions. Come up with your best answer, see how you go. Okay. First of all, after party or straight to bed?
After party.
Oh,
Hey!
you're Aaron's kind of people.
All right, let's get this going.
Okay, dressing room, Zen Den or chaotic cave?
We try and start with Zen Den, but it ends up a chaotic cave.
Standard.
I don't know. I think a lot of artists, especially in our little circle, kind of operate very comfortably in chaos.
Yes. Pre-show ritual.
I don't know. I guess.
Hugs and beers, I think.
Well, at the moment, to be honest, at the moment with the new show, the pre-show ritual is frantically going over the script and lyrics and things that are, for me personally, that I'm trying to get into my brain. But in another week, when it's all really in there, even more so than it already is, and I don't have to, just in case, check everything, then I'll probably sit back and have I don't know,
White Riesling.
What's on your Fringe rider?
Hugs and beers?
We've got our own fridge. We brought our own fridge.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Bring your own Fringe.
Ooh, I love it.
Courtesy of Craig.
What's in your own fridge?
We've got
Fridge.
lots of Wira wine at the moment. There's like Riesling and there's rosé, there's a bunch of that sort of stuff. And then there's like these, I don't know, we've got CC and dries in there. We've got beer.
I love it.
And then lots of kombucha and other things too.
Okay, to balance it out.
Kombucha,
Yeah.
there's like
For the gut health.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
For the Zen Den and the chaotic cave.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of
And
both.
most importantly, we have ice blocks in the freezer.
Much needed.
You need an ice block in this
100%.
weather.
Well, as you heard Craig say, the show is already started, but you can catch the show every night until the 9th of March at Gluttony in the Fantail. It is one not to be missed. Get your tickets at Fringe Tix. That is 2016. Thank you, Dusty and Craig, so much for joining us. We can't wait to see the show.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste and Aaron here, or as you know us, we're Two Brunettes and A Gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
So pour your mimosa for the most fabulous bottomless brunch in town.
Only on Saturdays at 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno.